So I'm in my 30s and every day I earn at least $1,000 from my passive income sources, which I'm incredibly grateful for because not only has it changed my life, but it's also allowed me to help my parents and to pay them back for all they've done for me by being able to go on trips with them around the world, which has always been my dream to do so. And so, a question I'm often asked is this: Sarah, how can I do this too? How can I build my own passive income sources? And that's a good question. And so in this video, not only am I going to show you what my passive income sources are and how I built them from scratch, but I'm also going to share the crucial lessons I've learned along the way. Because as you will see, I actually built my first income source over 15 years ago when I was just 16 years old. And back then, YouTube didn't have business videos and tutorial videos that I could watch. And so I had to experiment myself. And as you'll see, I made a lot of mistakes along the way. And so my hope is that by watching this, no matter what your age is, that you can skip the mistakes that I made as a teenager and potentially make money a lot faster than I did. And we'll start with the first passive income stream that I ever built, my autopilot e-commerce stores. Yes, so as I said, I first started this one when I was a teenager, when I was 16 years old. Over time, it's grown and changed a lot. Now that I'm in my 30s, my stores run on autopilot with apps on both Etsy and Shopify and can easily bring in $1,000 plus per day passively just by themselves. But as I said, I made a lot of mistakes along the way. Yep, the first product I actually sold was this, secondhand Nintendo video games. I sold them because I live in New Zealand, which is very far away from the rest of the world. And so Nintendo often didn't bother to ship all of their games to us, but being obsessed with Nintendo and video games, I wanted to play them all. So for my own sake, I got in contact with secondhand video game stores in the USA and I bought and imported the missing games for myself until one day I had an epiphany. Wait a minute, I thought, if I want to play these games, surely that means that other people want to play them too. And it turns out that they did. I imported some extra games and I listed them on New Zealand's version of eBay, Trade Me, and people quickly started buying them. And I had started my first successful business because I had discovered this, a gap in the market. This is when people want content or a product or a service, but it doesn't yet exist. And this all taught me my first crucial lesson, which was this: if you want to earn money, then think about how you can solve someone's problem. Yep. Basically, think about what sorts of problems you or somebody else in your life has had and how you have solved them, and if you could then use that solution to solve those problems for others. As you'll see, this has been the key to how I've made all of my money. And while I achieved this by starting an online store, there are lots of ways that you can do this too that don't involve doing that. Now, for example, let's say that you like house renovating, but due to having a limited budget, you've had to learn how to DIY everything. Well, you could teach people the tips and solutions that you have learned in your own DIY blog that you monetize with Amazon affiliate links that go to the tools that you personally use. Or maybe you're a teenager and because your parents work in the evening, they can't walk the dog, so you've solved it for them by doing it after school. You could then offer afternoon dog walking to others in your neighborhood who work until the evening as well. But yes, because I filled a gap in the market, my business was a success and I expanded it off of Trade Me onto my own online store. I was making anywhere from $30 to $300 plus per day from my games, which was huge for me because prior to this, I'd been working at the local supermarket for roughly $8 an hour. And so I was on top of the world until one day, it all came crashing down and I lost my business and money pretty much overnight. Yep, because you see, eventually Nintendo released a new updated video game system, the Nintendo 3DS. But this time they announced that they were region locking it, which basically meant that if you bought a Nintendo 3DS in New Zealand, that you could only play games that were released in New Zealand. So if you tried to import video games from the USA like I was doing, they wouldn't work and wouldn't play on it. So yeah, given the fact that that was how I was earning all of my money, I pretty much lost my business and money overnight when Nintendo made that announcement. And if you've also ever lost a bunch of money, then I'm sure you know how much it hurts. It really hurts, especially because now I was in my early 20s. I had moved out of home ages ago and now I was paying my own bills. But this experience was important because it taught me my next crucial lesson, which was this: during tough financial times, stay positive because Usually, when one door closes, another door opens. Yes, because while it was really, really tough to lose my original business, I eventually realized that, somewhat ironically, this had accidentally created an even better money-making opportunity. Yep, because you see, by region locking video games, Nintendo had accidentally created a new gap in the market. Now there was a new, huge demand for mod chips and accessories that you could install in your video game devices to bypass these restrictions. And so while admittedly, I hadn't been that disciplined when I was making money at saving it, I took what money I had at least saved and then reinvested it back into my new updated business. And I imported a bunch of modding devices like mod chips and flashcards from the USA and resold them for a profit here in New Zealand. And so yes, while losing all of my money initially hurt a lot, it ended up being worth it just for this lesson alone. But while this was great and all, I still wasn't at this point earning $1,000 plus a day passively. No, because you see, while I loved selling modding devices, I had one problem. I was running the business from my house. I was packaging and shipping them out myself. So if I wanted to, say, leave my house to go hop on a plane and travel, I'd had to shut my business down. And so I tried to find other more passive ways to fulfill and sell products, like drop shipping, until one day, now much later in my 20s, everything changed when a friend showed me this website that they had started making money with, Printify. Printify, as my longtime subscribers know, is a print-on-demand website. They have a bunch of blank products in their catalog. You can then choose a product like a t-shirt and customize it with your own image. Then you can sell it in your store for a markup price. And when someone buys it, Printify's print shop will automatically see the order. They'll then print it onto the product and ship it out to the customer, and you get to keep the difference as profit. Basically, other than answering any emails from customers, which you can do briefly each day from your laptop, you don't have to do anything. And seeing this completely blew my mind and got me so excited at the possibilities, and it taught me another very important lesson, which is this. Most people are obsessed with saving money, when actually they should probably be instead obsessed with saving time. Because you think about it, right? Most people worry about saving money, but if you spend money, you can always make more money back. Whereas time is different. Once you spend time, that's it. It is gone forever. That is why our time is our most precious resource, not money. And so yes, when I discovered print on demand, I was excited at the potential it had to save me a bunch of time. Because unlike my video game and modding store, which required me to manage and ship out my inventory, this didn't. And instead, when I earned money from selling clothes through print on demand, it was through an automated system. And yes, automated systems come at a price. So I ended up selling t-shirts, and I could have bought my own clothing for $5 a t-shirt from Jiffy T-shirts and printed and sold these t-shirts myself. But it was well worth it to instead pay a print-on-demand app an extra $5 to $6 to print and ship them for me, because this freed up my time, which again is the most precious resource we have, because not only does it let you do things like travel the world with your family, but it allows you to scale up and make even more money. So by pivoting into selling print-on-demand clothing, I was able to free up my time by no longer having to manage and ship out orders. And so I was able to take that time to research and design more products, and the more products I have for sale, the more money I make. So always look out for ways to automate and free up your time, no matter your business. For example, if you run a dog walking business, hire contractors to walk dogs for you. Or if you have a YouTube channel, invest into AI editing tools. Take, for example, CapCut's AI caption tool. Previously, editing in punchy captions literally took hours, but now with those hours saved from not having to edit captions manually, I can create more videos, which, of course, generates more ad revenue. Which brings me on to my next passive income source. But first, a quick word from today's sponsor, me. Yes, as my longtime subscribers know, due to the fact that there are currently lots of shady YouTube sponsors scamming viewers, I am being very choosy with who I allow to sponsor my videos. And so today I've just decided to sponsor my own video to let you know that if you would like to learn how I and others earn passive income every day from print on demand, then you can download a copy of my free ebook, The 6 Steps That Six-Figure Online Stores Follow to Make Over $10,000 a Month. I'll have a link to download this ebook in the video description below, but right, anyway, back to the video. And on to my next passive income source, YouTube ads. Yes, so every day this income source from this channel earns me hundreds of dollars to sometimes over $1,000. And yes, some people say that this isn't a passive income source because they say that you have to keep making and releasing videos. And to that I say, I guess it really depends upon what your definition of passive income is. Because yes, if I did just stop making videos after several years, my channel would probably eventually flatline, but my videos do tend to go on to make money for several years. This video here, for example, has for over 2 years now paid me money every single day. So for me, the fact that I can release a video and then earn money off of it every day for years counts as passive income. But yes, I do often have people ask, okay Sarah, why bother making videos if you can make money from e-commerce? And while that is admittedly often asked for cynical reasons, I actually like the question because I think it has a very important answer. Because remember how my first business selling secondhand video games eventually failed? Yeah, having that business fail taught me another crucial lesson, which is this: use your pre-existing income sources to launch new income sources so that you can diversify. Yes, once I had built up my e-commerce business again, I thought, okay, I never want to be relying on just one income source again. I need to diversify. So I thought back and remembered my first lesson, which was that the key to making money is to solve people's problems. And so I asked myself, okay then, what other problems are there out there that I am good at helping my friends and family solve? And I realized that I was actually pretty good at helping them set up their online stores. Yep, because of my experience, a lot of people had actually asked me for advice on help in setting up their own online store. And so then, nearly 9 years ago now, I made this tutorial. Nowadays, there are of course lots of e-commerce video tutorials out there showing you how to set up a store, but back then almost no videos existed. This was one of the very first tutorial videos that showed how to do this, and very shortly after releasing this video, people found it helpful and it took off and got hundreds of thousands of views, practically launching the channel. And once the channel took off, it was such a huge relief, honestly, knowing I was now diversified and had different income sources gave me a lot of peace of mind. And that's the thing. I find it really interesting when people say that having a job is a much more stable way of earning money than having your own business. Because when you work at a job, you have one income source, your boss. If they fire you, then you lose all of your income. Whereas for me, because I run my own business, I was able to use it to diversify my income streams. And so to me, that's way less risky. But anyway, I digress. Let's get back to the video and move on to my next income source, affiliate commissions. Yep, so every day I earn anywhere from hundreds of dollars to sometimes over $1,000 just from my passive affiliate commissions. And if you don't know what that is when you recommend products to people and you earn a referral bonus, i.e. a commission, if they sign up or buy it. And so for me, I earn most of my affiliate commissions from my tutorial videos. Because you see, over on TikTok and here on YouTube, I have tutorial videos for my personal favorite apps and websites that I use, like Shopify, Printify, and Canva, that show how I personally use them. And then in the video description, I'll post a referral link that people can click on that takes them to the apps or website. When they click on that link, I become eligible for commissions if they sign up for or make a purchase of it. And because I like passive income, I like to try and focus on tutorial videos. Because you see, there was a mistake I made here on YouTube that taught me another crucial lesson about making passive money, which was this: if you want to make money in the long term, not the short term, focus on the boring basics, not the fun trends. Yes, I see new entrepreneurs make this mistake a lot. Especially AliExpress dropshippers. They'll see product trends on TikTok and then go and make a store around it. And initially they might make some money, which seemingly is great, right? But then the product trend dies out on TikTok and then people move on to some other new and trendy product. And so then the dropshippers have to go and make a whole new store again to try and chase a new product trend. It is truly like running on a hamster wheel. It is the opposite of passive income, which is why in my print on demand stores, I choose to sell evergreen products like clothing and t-shirts that customers are always interested in buying. However, while I managed to avoid this mistake in my e-commerce stores, I fell into the trap of it here on YouTube. Last year, I started making news videos like this, showing off trendy new AI apps. And these videos were admittedly fun to make, But look, they would get a huge sugar rush of views and money. But then when the new apps were no longer new and trendy, people stopped watching them and the videos stopped making money. Whereas take this tutorial video I posted for Shopify. At first the views were terrible, but over time, as you can see, they kept growing because unlike new trendy AI tools that people get bored with, every day people are opening up new Shopify stores, and so every day people are searching on YouTube looking for tutorial videos on it. And so despite a lackluster launch, every day this video still earns me money, both from YouTube ads and from Shopify affiliate commissions. And so don't fall into the trap that I did of following fun short-term trends, and instead earn long-term money by focusing on the boring basics. I'll see you in the next video.